The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntex Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, Spa05.com and Fitzner Performance Gearboxes. It's round 6 of the Supercar Challenge powered by Pirelli. We're at Brands Hatch in Kent and we're looking at the Supersport and Sport divisions where there's mayhem at the start involving all 3 championship contenders in the Supersport class. But before we take a look at that particular race, first short highlights of race 1 and of course of qualifying. With 20 cars in the Supersport class and just 30 minutes on track, you have to be really on top of your game. Fastest time in qualifying sets the grid for race 1, second fastest sets the grid for race 2. Cor Oyser, the racing veteran with over 40 years experience, knows the pressure of time. He's the championship leader by 10 points, but he's not fastest in qualifying, second on the grid for race 1, only 7th though for race 2. The man who gets the fastest time, 23-year-old guest driver Sam de Jonge, former F3 and AutoGP World Series single-seater star. He's helping out Luc de Kock, who's slightly injured and can't do the whole race in the Lotus 211. A great chance for him to get to know the car and the Brands Hatch circuit. He goes fastest and says there's still room for improvement. So it's a Lotus 1-2 for race 1, the Open 211 Sam de Jonge on pole and Cor Oyser's Evora alongside. Then 3 BMWs next up. Erik van der Munkhoff, Priscilla Spellman alongside him and Bas Schouten. As we rustle into the first corner, Sam de Jonge takes the lead. But he's out after 15 laps. An exploding brake disc rules out the Lotus from race 1.
I really
don't know what caused it, he said. Clearly it's broken, but there didn't seem anything wrong with the handling during my stint. A slight difference maybe with the grip on the rear between the race and qualifying, but qualifying was on a different type of tyres. So I'm not sure if the track conditions had changed or the tyres were behaving differently, but it doesn't really matter. The problem was much bigger when this happened. I think we might have won if this hadn't happened, but tomorrow there's another chance to do well. Well, unfortunately for him and for teammate Luc de Kock, that chance doesn't come. The damage just too bad. They're not going to be racing again this weekend. And a mistake with the flags. Those are French for our top 3 on the right. Cor Oyser, Erik van der Munkhoff second, and Ruud Olly, the race winner.
Ja, dat is allemaal wel verrassend. Ik denk...
Big surprise, he says. In practice, I really felt I didn't know the track at all well, but it got better and better throughout the race. This is great. The only one of the championship contenders on the podium is Cor Oyser. Because of his result seconds, he extends his lead from 10 to 16 points. In the sport division, 16-year-old Huub Del Nooy is back with the white Van der Kooi Racing Lotus Exige. Despite major mechanical problems in Friday's free practice, he set pole on Saturday morning almost a second quicker than Erwin van Dijk and went on to win his first race of the season. Yesterday really a bad day, he said. Didn't expect to be racing at all today, so it's a great effort by the team to set pole and to win the race today is really amazing. It's a great feeling. Championship leader Erwin van Dijk took second, extending his point lead over third place Dennis de Borst and Martin Klein. Erik van der Munkhoff, second in race 1, his best result of the season in the BMW Z4 GTR. He's had 3 podiums in total, but also some bad luck, both mechanical and with racing incidents. Priscilla Spellman's BMW M3 is second on the grid. She finished in 6th place in race 1. Her co-driver Dennis de Groot, second in the Supersport Championship, now lies 16 points behind Cor Oyser. And he has a chance to make up ground as Cor Oyser will start only 7th after a disappointing second fastest lap on Saturday. He's had 4 race wins so far this season. He does know Brands, but he hasn't raced here for a long while. Same number of wins for Peter van Solen and Koen Bokarts. They lie 3rd in the championship, finished 4th in race 1, now 23 points adrift. So 28 cars on the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, race 12 of 16 from the series, 1 hour race on this fabulous track, and as ever, the rolling start. It should be a 35 lap encounter for the Supersport cars. Van der Munkhoff on pole position in the Z4 GTR, looking back there at Mark van der Aar's BMW 1 Series, and from Ruud Olly's car in front of us, the white BMW Priscilla Spellman with Van der Munkhoff, the black and white car on the right hand side. So Michael Verhagen, Lee Allen on row 3 ahead of Cor Oyser and Martin Webb. Getting ready for the rolling start, building up speed. Waiting for the lights to go out, and away we go. Great start from Priscilla Spellman. She's got the outside line into Paddock Hill Bend. Coroyser going 3 wide in the Black Lotus, trying to come around the outside. Leaders into Paddock Hill Bend. All contact Priscilla Spellman and Mark van der Aar on the inside. And having to take to the gravel trap in avoidance there. Spellman, and it looks like Coroyser stuck at the bottom of the hill. Leaders up to Druids. Oh, on trouble there. That's Peter van Solen and hit by the Lotus of Hub del Noy. And that car is wrecked. Well, the safety car is scrambled, and no surprise with wreckage at Paddock and at Druids. Let's take a look. Mark van der Aar says, I had a great start, close to Erik van der Munkhoff. Stayed really hard on the right by the white line. I think that I'm going to have to take a look at the video evidence that Priscilla bumped into me. Really no way I could avoid the collision. I had nowhere to go. It was a minor impact, but I think it was enough to spin her around. Well, let's take a look then. We're going on board with Coroyser, who had a great start going 3 wide here, around the outside for 5th. And the incident's happening a row in front of him. You see the brake lights come on. Priscilla Spellman sliding out wide. Not a big impact, but enough to delay them both. He's held up. They both rejoin, but Priscilla Spellman ends up back in the pits.
Yeah, it was een beetje dringend.
Was really bunched up into the corner, she says. I think I got hit from behind. The car spun sideways down the hill. I ended up on the edge of the gravel, and Coroyser hit me on the right, I think. We were both stuck, had to wait for the whole field to go by. I carried on, but steering was misaligned. That was okay. Not much later, though. I had to bring the car in with a broken diff, and that really was the end of our race. The other incident, of course, at Druids, Peter van Solen hit by Hub del Noy. And massive damage as a result on the front of the Lotus Exige. Van Solen escaped with relatively minor damage. He was able to continue right at the back. But what happened with Del Noy? Well, on board from Charlie Freen's Seat Leon. He escapes the Mayhem going down the hill. Stays to the right. He doesn't expect Hub del Noy there. So there's contact. And the Lotus then out of control and shot into Peter van Solen. Del Noy brings the car in for repairs. The Van der Kooi racing team using everybody's favourite tool, duct tape. And lots of it. It's not going to be pretty, but they might get it back in the race. Well, as ever, 2 different views for everything. Hoob says there was a big crash in the first corner. I stayed on the right, but the Seat driver just didn't see me. I was launched into the air, hit another competitor. Now the engine cooling's been ruined, so the team's trying to fix the airflow at the front. He continues, but with major aero problems. Lights off on the safety car, ready to go green. Erik van der Munkhoff, the leader from Mark van der Aar's BMW 1 Series. Then Lee Allen in the Seat Leon. See him there having a bit of a run at the 1 Series. Michael Verhagen 4th in his BMW 3 Series. That's a turquoise car. He's looking to the inside as they drop Ronald van Loon and the rest behind. Van Loon, incidentally, up to 5th from 13th on the grid because of all the mayhem. Safely through Paddock Hill Bend this time and up to Druids. And the leaders again all safely through. Adam Hayes in the black BMW going around the outside of Martin Webb. That's a change for 6th as they rush down into Graham Hill Bend. Mark van der Aar's 1 Series under pressure from Lee Allen in the Seat. That's for 2nd place. And look at the black and orange BMW. Adam Hayes trying to make up another place on Ronald van Loon. And he goes around the outside. Big slide there as he gets into Surtees on the outside line. Can he keep that position? If so, he'll have moved from 7th to 5th since the restart. Van der Munkhoff pulls away. And a change for 3rd. Michael Verhagen, the turquoise car by Lee Allen, and challenging Mark van der Aar there as well at Hawthorns. And yes, Adam Hayes has held on to 5th place. And it looks as though Martin Webb got by Ronald van Loon as well. Great battle here for 2nd place as they drop down into Dingledale. Turquoise BMW at Michael Verhagen on the move. So too is the black and orange one of Adam Hayes, 7th at the restart. He's in 5th and closing on the battle right in front. The Seat drifts out a little wide out of Stirling's Bend. That's Lee Allen. He's in 4th position. And the BMW's going the long way round the outside in the Clark curve. What a great move. The 3 Series BMWs look really strong here. Adam Hayes moves up to 4th place. That's 3 spots he's picked up in a lap. Eric van der Munkhoff had better clear off in the lead because there are a couple of BMWs coming, and up the inside comes Verhagen. He's got the run on Mark van der Aar's 1 Series. He goes through to second, and right behind, Adam Hayes in that black and orange car is looking very threatening as well. Van der Aar sees the problem, goes shallow into Graham Hill Bend, but that leaves him slow coming down bottom bend along the Cooper Straight. Up the inside goes Adam Hayes, and he is now into third position. 2 very quick BMW M3s heading off after race leader Eric van der Munkhoff's Z4. Well, fantastic scrapping. 4th now is Van der Aar, 5th is Lee Allen, and challenging him is Martin Webb's black M3 GTR, so he's looking to move up the order as well. And Lee Allen's Seat queuing up behind Mark van der Aar. They are all looking to take places away from him. In fact, Lee Allen has squeezed through. Now here's the battle for the lead. Looking back from Eric van der Munkhoff, heading down into Pilgrim's Drop under the bridge, and shaping up right behind Michael Verhagen. He's got the run on the inside into Hawthorne Bend. He's braver, he's got the grip, he takes the lead. Van der Munkhoff down to second, and Adam Hayes right behind him, and immediately looking for a move up the inside. Oh, you have to be very brave indeed. There's no runoff at all on the outside there. Van der Munkhoff drops into Dingledell, still in second position, but only just. And Adam Hayes on a real charge here. Looking into Surtees, Adam Hayes again challenging for second place. Now, can he get the run he needs on the exit? Climbing over the hill. Yes, he does. He's got the run, and here he comes. Around the outside of Van der Munkhoff into second before he even gets on the brakes at Hawthorne Bend, and through he goes. Eric van der Munkhoff in third place now. The guys in front of him, he doesn't have to worry too much about, not championship rivals per se. Lee Allen in the Seat Leon also closing up fast from behind though. Lee Allen down into clearways. Oh, and a huge lock-up. Oh, he's going off into the gravel traps and hard into the barriers. The car rolls. Well, that was a strange looking incident. What happened there, I wonder? Safety car comes out again. Anybody going off there will go straight in. Well, let's take a look. Looking back. Turns in. Well, look, he's going right across the inside. Looks like he's got no brakes there. The front of the car locks up and hits the barriers. His family, incidentally, watching high on the grandstands, and a very slow roll. Looks like he should be okay. Yeah, there he is, out of the car, all safe, and that's very good news there. Watching his family and friends from Paddock, and the car actually not that badly damaged despite the roll. Not going to look pretty though. So, after the break, join us again as we restart from behind the safety car to see who will take the lead and finish on top, and we'll catch up with the sport division. The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntex Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, Spa05.com and Fitzner Performance Gearboxes. It's race 2 at Brands Hatch for the Supersport and Sport divisions, and there's mayhem at the start. Priscilla Spellman out of the race after contact with Mark van der Aar. And championship leader Cor Oyser got stuck, bottled up behind her, having to rejoin right at the back. But even before he could, up at Druids, Huub Del Nooy clattered into the BMW of Peter van Solen, and then a second safety car after this incident. Lee Allen out from 4th place with no brakes. Getting ready to restart once more. Eric van der Munkhoff was the leader at the start and at the first restart, but now he's third behind the pale card Michael Verhagen, and Adam Hayes, the black and orange, around the outside. High, wide and handsome into Paddock Hill Bend. Can't quite get the M3 into the lead. Eric van der Munkhoff with a little bit of oversteer there into Paddock. Up to Druids they come. Van der Munkhoff under pressure. Martin Webb, the black car. Ruud Ollie, the white BMW with the M stripes. Then Mark van der Aar's 1 Series. Cor Oyser up to 9th place by this stage, ahead of the similarly delayed Peter van Solen, but with 2 safety cars, making progress has been tough for those that got held up early on. Ronald van Loon, the white and metallic blue BMW, he's struggling a little there in 7th. Charlie Friens right behind in that Saint Leon Super Copa. And Friens sharing with Rene Weinen, of course, Porsche racers last season. This is just a one-off for them. 404 Ruud Olli now on the charge, trying to get by the black car of Martin Webb. In the pit lane, Adam Hayes from 2nd place. The Intersport team saying there's a broken drive shaft, they believe, on the M3, so no drive for Mark Radcliffe. Bad news for them. Good here for Baschouten and Koen Bogaerts. They were both behind, and they'll be taking over their respective cars during the pit stops. Mark van der Aar comes in for his stop. Baschouten will take over the 1 Series. Koolhuizer in as well, and he's got the most result seconds after lots of previous podiums. 4 race wins. He's got 40 seconds in total, and with 2 safety cars and tough luck at the start, trouble for him. Well, Baschouten only 5 seconds. Plenty of time to tape up the car. Away he goes. He'll move up to 2nd after the pit stops. Fred Kavanagh taking over the turquoise BMW from Michael Verhagen. They were leading before the pit stops, no result seconds. Still have the lead, but Schouten on the inside into Surtees. JR Motorsport duo battling as the lead changes. On board with Ruud Olli, Art Bosman in front in the Lotus Exige. This is the battle for 5th place, down into Dingle Dell, and the BMW straight through on the inside. Eric van der Munkhoff in front. Heading into Surtees, on board once more. 404 Ruud Olli, this is for 4th place now. Good exit, listen how he's got the car well up on the cam as he climbs the hill. Van der Munkhoff tries to block right, block left, block right, but down into Pilgrim's Drop, too late. Through goes his rival. And that is a good pass from Ruud Olli. He's really on a charge now in his second part of the race. In front of us then, in 4th place, Ruud Olli. What's the gear shifter movement Eric van der Munkhoff's car? He's using the flappy paddles, but there's a manual shifter as well there, just in case the electronics all go down. Looks like the ghost hand changing up and down the gearbox on the sequential lever. Battle for 2nd, heading up to Surtees, the turquoise car. That's Fred Kavanagh. Martin Webb's black and checkered car right behind, and then Ruud Olli with the motorsport stripes on his white BMW climbs all over the curbs there. Didn't get the drive he wanted, but it looks as though Martin Webb has. Look, he's going into Pilgrim's Drop right behind, trying to squeeze up the inside into Hawthorne. Up Hawthorne Hill they come, into Hawthorne's Bend, and no way through. They remain 2nd and 3rd. Ruud Olli now back on their tail in 4th position. And the turquoise car too shallow into Westfield. Can't get the power on the exit. There's no runoff area there at all. Martin Webb straight by Ruud Olli, right behind him like his shadow. And Fred Kavanagh lost 2 places there. Battle for 2nd up to Druids. Martin Webb and Ruud Olli. Well, this is a really close race for the podium at the moment. Oh, trouble for Fred Kavanagh. He's off at Sheen Curve, right in front of Eric van der Munkhoff and Art Bosman, and he's hard into the barriers. And I think that might be the end of his race. Well, he looks to be okay. He's moving in the car, but that was a big impact. Let's take a look what happens offline here. Oh no, look at the right front wheel, flapping all over the place. No steering and probably very little braking. That was not driver error. Eric van der Munkhoff holding on to 4th place. Oh, big moment there. Massive oversteer, understeer. Huge tank slapper, and through goes Art Bosman. Looks like van der Munkhoff is really struggling for tyres now. Art Bosman in front at Druids. Van der Munkhoff's car clearly quick as ever in a straight line. Last lap now. This is Koen Bogaerts right behind us in 5th place at the moment. Looking to try and take 4th from Eric van der Munkhoff, and the Z4 again. Looks like it's falling victim. Yes, it is. Into Hawthorne Bend. 2 wheels on the grass, but Bogaerts gets the car slowed enough to take that spot away. Van der Munkhoff trying to battle back, but it looks like he's got no tyres left with which to do it. Baschouten was sidelined on Saturday, but he takes Supersport victory in race 2 on Sunday, despite 2 collisions with this man, Eric van der Munkhoff. Last corner, right behind the battle for 4th. Art Bosman on the inside. Koen Bogaerts drifts out wide. Here's one little sliver of hope for Eric van der Munkhoff. Bosman 4th, and van der Munkhoff takes 5th. So it's victory for Baschouten and Mark van der Aar after the disappointments of Saturday. A little bit of damage, but victory circle. Mark did such a great job, says Bas, maintaining his starting position in the race. He really pushed hard. We had a little bit of luck with the safety car, I guess. And then I was able to take over, finish it off. I had to give it everything, really pushed to the limit. We finished in first place. Indeed, they did. Corroy's 7th, incidentally, one behind Kumbo-Kart's and Peter van Solen. Championship contender Dennis de Groot didn't finish after Priscilla Spellman's collision in turn 1. So, in the standings then, Van Solen and Bokarts close the gap to Corroy's by 3, now 20 points behind with 4 races to go. That means 88 points still on offer. Championship is wide open. Well, time to take a look now at race 2 for the Sport division. This is Huub del Nooy. Won the race on Saturday after setting pole for both races. Things looking good despite technical problems that they had with the car on practice in Friday. But he started race 2 on the driver's right, down by the pit wall, perhaps the safest place to be. Got away nicely, holding his lead from championship leader Erwin van Dijk in the Orange Lotus, and second place Dennis de Borst and Martin de Klein in the Clio. Looking back, battle for 6th. Chris Voet makes the mistake in Paddock Hill Bend, hits Frank Beedorf's Clio, and de Borst also has to avoid a collision in front. That Black 1 Series driven by series organiser Dick van Elk. Huub del Nooy then smashes into Peter van Solen at the front of the field. After he bumped into Charlie Freen's Seat, del Nooy will finish 8 laps down. Dennis de Borst in the Clio escapes, takes the lead of the race from the orange car of Erwin van Dijk, and they'll stay like that up until the pit stop. After the stops, it's the nephews, Moritz and Wesley Carranza, who have the lead in their 1 Series BMW because of less result seconds than Lotus driver Van Dijk or de Borst. And in the closing stages, Van Dijk finally makes the move, getting the run through the Clark Curve and onto the Brabham Straight on the inside for the lead. And the inevitable happens here. He's alongside into the braking area at Paddock Hill Bend, holds the line, holds the control, holds the lead of the race from Wesley Carranza. Well, Van Dijk, after finishing 2nd in race 1 on Saturday, goes on to win race 2 on Sunday. A big weekend for him. I gave it everything, he said. The team told me on the radio that I could beat Carranza if I really pushed, and so I did. Wasn't easy, but it's the result that counts. So thanks so much to the team for the hard work. We made it. The car was great. Super result. Great for the championship. See you guys in Spa. I've got to go to the podium now. Win number 6 of the season, big moment for him. Despite being disqualified at the Nürburgring and not really great results at Zolder and Assen, he's been having a solid season. His main championship rivals were behind him, but they were behind him, and that means he extends his advantage after Brands Hatch. He now leads Dennis de Borst and Martin Klein, with the Carranzas closing a little on 2nd place in 3rd spot, but everything's still to play for. So nothing decided as we leave sunny and spectacular Brands Hatch and its wonderful Grand Prix circuit. Next time out there at Spa-Francorchamps on the 4th and 5th of October, and the final round will be at the acceleration event at the TT Circuit of Assen on the 18th and 19th of the month. There'll be the FA1 single-seaters, the Legends Super Cup, the V6 Pickup Series, motorcycles and all divisions of the Supercar Challenge. We'll see you there. The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntex Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, Spa05.com and Fitzner Performance Gearboxes.